Hi, my name is Larissa, and in this video I'm going to talk about guerrilla research and how it can be used to gain insights and validate hypotheses within the empathize stage of the design thinking process. I recently used this methodology within my master's Digital Experience Design at Hyper Island to develop a design research for a bank that wants to better connect with younger audiences. I'm going to use this example to illustrate the process. Guerrilla research is an alternative research methodology for teams that need to gather user insight to make informed decisions but have a minimal budget or either time constraint. In the case of the bank project, we use guerrilla research to do impromptu interviews with students as a way to explore different hypotheses that we were collecting from other resources like in-depth interviews, immersive experience, expert interviews, and group sessions with the target. Doing guerrilla research involves going out of the office or studio to talk to people on the street. As Portigal explained in his book Interviewing Users, the information you learn when going into other people's words is different from what you learn when bringing them into yours. You should try to capture them in the context of your challenge and, most important, talk to the right ones. In the bank project, since we needed to talk with young people, we went to a student union, and the high concentration of students allowed us to complete many interviews in a short time. In the case of a job that involves working remotely, for example, you could choose to go to a co-working or an airport to try to find them. Before leaving the studio for the guerrilla, you should have a script that will help you structure the discussion and make sure you cover all the areas you need. You should also take the time that you're out and use it to observe people before starting the conversations. What are they doing and why they're doing what they're doing? This observation can help you empathize with the target and make you more comfortable to approach them. Active listening is as important as the questions you ask, and be aware that your body language plays a significant role. Things like eye contact, nodding and smile, and non-verbal signals can be powerful and make the situation evolve from a monotonous interview into a nice conversation. Your job is to register what the person is saying and, if possible, do it in pairs, so one person can conduct the interview while the other one can focus on taking notes. Approaching groups is interesting because people usually get more comfortable and even share more when they are with their peers. Start broad is a good way to give the participants time to get comfortable, asking things like where you live, what do you do for a living, and what are your hobbies. These introductory questions should also help you identify if that is the kind of person that you need to talk with. There are many ways to involve an activity into an interview to enhance engagement that helps to reveal things you might not have planned for. According to Kindstro, giving participants materials to interact or create artifacts can help them visually express and verbally express what they know, liberating people's creativity from the boundaries of what they can state in words. I'll share with you a tool that we used while doing guerrilla research and how it can help you gain more knowledge and insights rather than just asking questions. Sacrificial concepts or conversation starters are early, potentially flawed concepts made to provoke conversations and get reactions. According to IDEO's design kit, they are simple prototypes used to prompt a participant to be more specific in their stories and challenge assumptions. The goal is to encourage creativity and outside-the-box thinking. It is a great tool for getting deeper and more interesting information when you're out in the field. 1. Determine what you want the people you're designing for to react to. 2. Brainstorm and come up with many ideas that could get the conversation started. 3. Once you're with the person you're designing for, start by telling them that you're interested in their reactions to these images. Some might look silly, some even absurd. You're only looking to get their opinions. 4. As the person shares their reactions, be open to however she interprets the concepts. When one of them strikes her, ask her follow-up questions and open questions. You can learn a lot about how she thinks and what might she want out of your solution. In relation to the bank project, we identified the hypotheses we had and topics that were relevant to explore, so we created images that represented an ethical bank statement that graded your expenses and gave you an overview of how ethical you are as a consumer, a virtual assistant that gives you financial advice on how to manage your money via voice command, a full financial transparency on social media accounts where you could see other people's balance and they could see yours, and a school timetable to teach young people about managing money. None of these were actually the solutions we intended to design, but what they did is create a great way for people to react and give us more information about how they feel or think about each one of them. It was really insightful, and what we understood from it is that the key to successful Guerrilla is to find the right balance to hit time and budget goals, but still be rigorous enough to get their valuable feedback. The methodology is criticized by some designers, considering that you need to make sure that you're talking with the right people, considering the context that they are at, and not just going to a cafe and asking random questions or using them as the only source to validate your ideas. From my experience, the guerrilla research can be very valuable and should be used after doing some primary and secondary research and having some understanding of the challenge and opportunities. Being fast and low cost, the methodology can be used to verify assumptions with a bigger audience, supported by generative tools like the sacrificial concepts. Thanks for watching and hope you had a good time. I'm Larissa, and if you want to talk to me or know what I'm doing, follow me on LinkedIn.